Hey, hello everybody. As promised, here's a quick video on how I managed to get the flaps to work as air brakes for people who actually don't know how to do it. First off though, I'm going to show you how I came up with the F-104 wing design. A lot of people probably already know how to do this, but we're going to do this just to get everybody on the same page. First thing you want to do, of course, is select a good large surface to work with. First few times I did this, I was attaching directly to the body here. One of these days I will get this correct. There we go. And then lining everything up to match up on the wing surface. But then when you go to move your main wing around, you end up having to do lots of unnecessary movements. So what I found worked out better was just attaching directly to the wings. And then when you go to change the pitch of your wing or move your wing around, everything moves at once. Works a lot better in the long run. So that aside, we'll get to the actual main part of the video here. I've already made a wing set already set up for this. Let's grab that real quick. Alright, so as I said before, I did this by pretty much setting up 3 control surfaces. I found this was the easiest way to do this. The first control surface I set up is of course for your regular controls. This is going to be for your pitch and your roll, and then of course for the yaw on the back. You'll want to make sure that all those settings are proper for what you're using. Each aircraft of course is going to require different settings on that. When it comes to the air brake portion, make sure everything's zeroed out. I put brake rudder at 100%, not sure if that really helps out any, but I always do that for these. And you want to go to your flap and spoiler control. Make sure everything's set up as a spoiler when you're going to use these as brakes. And for the upper one, 85% on the control deflection. On the lower one, negative 85. That's going to match it up to your brakes. Same thing for when you're doing the rudder here. You'll set your control for 85 and negative 85. And again, make sure it's set up as flaps inactive, spoiler is active. Show you real quick what it'll look like on the runway when you're testing it out. Alright, so with all the control surfaces set up, you get your normal pitch controls, your normal roll controls, and your normal yaw controls. And you'll notice that the flaps open up with the yaw controls. This is going to help out a lot with your turning, especially if you have your deflection set up high enough that it'll open up and catch a lot of air. And then of course when you hit the brakes, everything splays wide. This is going to work really good for decelerating aircraft for landing, especially if you're manually pressing the key for brakes. And you can release it of course just before you touch down. When you line everything back up, when you go back into the vehicle construction bay, it's going to look a lot nicer than having traditional air brakes attached to the sides of the aircraft. We'll head back in real quick so you can see how that works out. It's real simple actually. You're using the same tools as you normally would in the VAB or the spaceplane hangar to line parts up when you haven't got them quite right. Right up here. And this part usually is what takes me the longest because I'm a perfectionist in how I want things to look. So I'll spend a lot of time lining things up. I'm not going to try and go for too even of a look, just kind of to give you an idea of how it works out. Then of course up here, alright, so that looks pretty even for first go. Pop it back up on the launch pad real quick so you can have a look. Alright, so here we have our semi-finished product. You can tell right now it looks a little uneven in a couple of spots, but for the most part this looks a lot cleaner than the normal assembly of air brakes attached across the wings and across the fuselage. And when you use your control surfaces, they work just like normal. And then when you go to brake, you now have a large amount of air catching surface area to slow your vehicle down that blends right back into the vehicle when you're done with your brakes. For the experts, I know you guys already have this and probably a lot better ideas on how to manage these little things, but for the new people out there, hopefully this helps you guys out, and hopefully I have better videos for you in the future. Thanks for watching.